Wait, do that again?
But like this?
Yes, exactly like that.
Do I have to stand still like this? Because
How long can you hold it?
I don't know. Hold on, wait. Let me
There's
start
only
over.
one way to find out.
Let me get my stance. Ready?
All right.
Ta-da!
Only
Oh,
5 more minutes.
No. Wait, I'm really stuck at balance.
What's up, weirdo? Shade Tree Surgeon here with the amazing, the beautiful, the wonderful, the ever so slightly hoarse, the mysterious Dr. Girlfriend.
Horse or horse?
Listen, I wouldn't cuss at you like that, baby. Hey, you're one of the very few ladies in my life who's a good girl, all right?
I am a good girl. But I
would say a little too good. Try to be a good girl, but you just can't resist, can you? She always somehow finds her way back here. The mysterious Dr. Girlfriend has been on the channel for a while. You guys remember she first started helping us work on bikes, and then you were riding on the back of bikes. You learned how to ride your very first bike on the Honda Trail 125.
Yes, I did.
And then I gave you a motorcycle, and then I took it away.
No, it's just too big. It
Yeah,
was like,
I don't know. I don't know if it was old. It was a 1982 motorcycle.
It was intimidating.
It was, yeah. I don't think it was for you. We were working on it. It just ended up not being a good idea.
I enjoyed the experience.
Yeah,
I learned something.
More than me. I try not to learn anything at all, but that's just a personal choice.
That's not true.
You learned how to ride on the Trail 125. You got given a motorcycle and it got snatched away by Shade Tree Surgeon. And then you learned how to ride a motorcycle with a clutch because the Trail 125 doesn't have one.
That's right.
And then everyone was going, why do you keep teaching this poor girl how to ride? Letting you go with no helmet, drinking beers, doing all this stuff. Everyone's looking at me like I'm the biggest jerk in the world. But Dr. Girlfriend finally took the motorcycle class.
I did. It was fun.
Birch Barracuda, by the way.
Exactly.
You're the only girl?
I had fun. The instructors were really, really nice and patient. Did not drop it.
You didn't drop it once?
There was one guy who dropped it. I did not drop it.
Did you laugh when he dropped it?
No, but I cussed at myself like I normally do.
What,
And
for him?
I was like, oh, I did say, I was like, oh, that sucks.
You did it the wrong way and the right way, which is kind of what we do around here. A little bit of bad, a little bit of good. We try to keep things balanced. You have done everything right, a few things wrong, and now you get your very own motorcycle, and that you actually get to keep this time. The day has come. She finally has her motorcycle license. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, we had this before she got her motorcycle license, but we didn't tell her about it until afterwards. The mysterious Dr. Girlfriend is officially a biker.
Yay!
She really has not seen this motorcycle. So this will be her first time seeing it. I hope it's not like a disappointment.
No, I love things. I'm not that material.
Well, she isn't. I know that's not always the girls on the channel. People love to say that. They're like, oh, they just want this and attention. And literally, Dr. Girlfriend is just an amazing, beautiful, single mom having a good time, just trying to have a little fun in this world. And people are like, oh, just another girl trying to get people to go to her other page. She doesn't even
I don't even have another page.
She doesn't even do it. I'm trying to talk her into it, but we'll save that conversation for another day.
That might be another day. Maybe when the kids are out the house.
Nervous?
Should I do it like I did before?
I don't know.
Or should I start from the front? Should I start from the back or the front?
Are you with you? I don't know. Maybe the back.
Should I?
All right, yeah, go ahead, pull it off.
Oh wait, it's stuck.
Oh, it's stuck? Come help me, step bro.
Oh, I love the red.
The amazing Dr. Girlfriend, officially the new owner of a Triumph America.
Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. I need a hug. Oh, I love it.
All right, throw that sheet on the ground. Let me know how it feels. It's not a little bike, but you're not a tiny person.
I'm not a tiny
and that's not, I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying you're like, what, like 5'10" or something?
I'm 5'8".
Still, you're not a tiny person. Yeah, so you don't have to use the heel. You could just shift it like a regular motorcycle.
Okay, so these are front
with those size 9s.
Yeah, actually, no.
How do I know?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. It's not loud. We can make it loud later if you want. And that's the start button right there.
Oh, wow. It is kind of quiet.
It's kind of quiet.
Yeah.
We can fix that later. Don't worry. Put your kickstand up first.
I'm going to tell myself that.
There you go. There she goes. Hell yeah.
Oh, no.
It's okay.
I forgot my helmet.
You want your helmet before you do this?
It's in the car.
Yo, this thing is freaking awesome.
It's
high speed. Yeah, of course I saw that sticker. And look, Dr. Girlfriend's such a good girl that I was like, oh, just go ahead, ride it around the yard, no big deal. And she goes, no, I want my helmet.
I made a promise.
To who? You making promises to other boys? A little more gas than that.
I know.
Remember, pulling the clutch if anything bad happens, and look where you want to go. There she goes. Hell yeah. It's okay, it's okay. So we'll teach you how to do this the right way.
Okay.
So come over here, put your kickstand down. That way, when you lift it up, it goes on the kickstand.
If I can find it.
That's it, you got it. Go back to the other side. Now what you're gonna do is turn around and put your butt up into the seat, squat, right? There you go. There, right onto that kickstand. See? Look, you even picked it up by yourself. I'm proud of you. That was very good. All right, let's see if it starts.
Oh, fuck.
Ooh, yes, it started. There she goes. Oh,
Fuck.
that's okay.
Just kidding.
Hell yeah. Remember, pull that clutch in. Yeah! Dude, how'd it feel?
Oh, good.
You're okay, you're okay. You're okay. Remember,
nothing.
there's no kickstand on that side, so you just gotta be careful that you don't knock it over. There and there, and I'll stand on this side so you don't come back over the other way. There you go. That's how you lift it up.
Okay.
Good job. And now for something completely different. Well, not that different. It's still a motorcycle, ain't it? It's a Harley and it's a Dyna. That doesn't go too far away from anything I've ever done on here, even though I've never personally owned a Dyna. It's completely different because this motorcycle is nice. This is a newer model Dyna, fuel injected. It's a Super Glide. Actually, if you're looking at this and you also watch my very good friend Her Two Wheels, you'll recognize this bike from its wheels. This is exactly the bike that Her Two Wheels has. The blonde engine cases, the blonde transmission cases, and of course these rims, which I really like because they do a 17-inch rim in the rear instead of a 16. It just looks really, really good to me. I've actually got an 18-inch rear rim on my FXR just because I love the way a big rear rim looks. A better question though is, why am I in possession of such a nice motorcycle? Well, I'll tell you this, I won't be in possession of it for long. What you are looking at here is the next Forgotten Angels raffle bike. Once again, an amazing donator, an amazing supporter of Forgotten Angels donated this motorcycle to Forgotten Angels, and they said, do whatever you want with it. Now, do whatever you want with it, that could mean a lot of different things, but we went ahead and said, we're going to raffle it off to one of you guys. The new bike, I haven't even thought of a name for it yet because it's so nice and nothing's wrong with it, except for the speedometer doesn't work, but I've never needed one of those anyway. Nothing's wrong with it. It's completely ready to be customized and taken apart and made exactly the way you want it, or just left exactly like this and rode around as a super reliable Harley Davidson, even though a lot of people don't think that those two words go together. But with this bike, it absolutely does. There's nothing wrong with it. It runs like a top, and I don't know why I have such a nice bike here right now, but it figures if I'm gonna go ride with Dr. Girlfriend on her inaugural ride on her Triumph America, I should probably be on something that isn't gonna break down. She's gonna be focusing on riding her motorcycle. I should probably be on something that she doesn't have to worry about looking behind her shoulder to see if I even made it. So yes, there'll be a link down below. This motorcycle could be your motorcycle with 100%, not a single dime going anywhere else, goes directly to Forgotten Angels to help young men and women who have aged out of the foster care system and become homeless, help Dave and Cindy on the mission. But for right now, me and Dr. G are going out riding. Everything is gonna be okay. Today is our second day of riding. We just did a little bit of stuff off camera. When you have the cameras out, it's starting to get dark, everyone's getting frustrated. Sometimes it's not the best time to learn how to ride a bike, especially when your previous bikes weigh about 250 pounds, and this bike probably weighs 500.
Yes.
So I completely believe in you. I'm gonna hop on the giveaway Dyna. The mysterious Dr. Girlfriend over here is gonna hop on the as yet unnamed, maybe y'all can come up with something for it, Triumph America. We're gonna keep it short though. We're just riding to Forgotten Angels on this first rip. Yeah, turn it on, so turn it backwards. There you go. You hear that fuel pump go? That means it's fine. Now ascertain that it's in neutral. It should be. Didn't have to do the enriching knob because we were just riding it, so it should be fine. Now give it a little bit of gas. There you go, yeah, rev it up a little bit, there you go. She's ready. All right, you're in charge of camera equipment because I don't have a luggage rack. I can hear her over there getting used to her clutch friction zone. She's nervous, and she's nervous because she's a perfectionist. I know, seems odd that a perfectionist would hang out with me, but I think that perfectionists usually want a challenge. They want a task, and I am definitely that. All right, very first ride on the street. Dr. G. All right, we're gonna do the right thing and come to a complete stop. Now, we always come to a complete stop here because it's a blind turn. All right, she's right behind me. Learning how to turn and use your clutch from a stop is, I don't know, when you're first starting to learn how to ride a motorcycle, I think probably one of the most difficult things to do, to have that clutch and throttle control right from a turn when you've got the bars all the way to the right or left. She's got to learn it, and normally I just roll through the stop sign, but we're doing things the right way today. She wants to wait for this guy, which is A-okay. Do not want to push her outside of her comfort zone. The last thing you want is somebody scared, nervous, or having a bad time. Motorcycles are supposed to be fun, not stressful. A stress reliever, okay? Not a stress inducer. And we're not going far. A half a mile down to the Forgotten Angels property. A right turn, a left turn, and down the twisty road that says welcome home, which a lot of you guys will be seeing come October. New rider, old rider, coming in your truck, coming however you come. Welcome home, baby. This is exactly what you'll see when you come to the camp out. How'd that feel? Pretty good?
Going at a stop sign.
No, you're fine. You did it. You're fine. You're fine. Don't worry about it. Everybody leaves them, including me. Mine are just shaped like balls instead of a butt. Yeah. You're fine. Trust me.
First, and I do have it all the way out going at least 20. It kind of goes
kind of jerky. So you would go into second. Yeah. We can ride back around and just go around again. Or do you want to take a break? All right, let's just do the same exact thing we just did again in the yard, and we'll come back. You just follow me. All right, I believe in you, Dr. G. Again, that starting from a stop and coming to, there you go, she did great. Starting from nothing and going into a turn while using your throttle and clutch. For all you guys have been riding for even longer than a few months, it seems like second nature. When you're very first time on a motorcycle after the class, it's a little scary. You gotta remember too, is going like this kind of under 10 mile an hour, even though the spotter says 110, going under 10 miles an hour when you constantly got your fingers on the clutch. If you're not used to it, it will wear out your forearm. I'm just gonna keep that in mind while we're doing this too with Dr. G. There she goes. Look at me, complete stop at the stop sign. Who is he? I should say this about Dr. Girlfriend's age. Her canonic age is 25 or 26. In Shade Tree lore, that's how old she is. And lore, that's what we're going by. I would say it's pretty crazy that she's getting her first on the street riding lesson in the rain, but it's Florida. That's not weird at all. You don't ride in the rain in Florida. You don't ride. You're gonna have to turn a little farther. That's why you're going wide. So you don't have to be locked, but just start at a little bit of a turn. Oh, she's even using her blinker back there. What a nerd. How can you have 2 kids and still be a nerd virgin? Good job, that was better. I'll keep the nerd virgin comments to myself for right now. Nothing but positive comments out loud. Dude, and the nerd virgin left her blinker on top of it. Come on, man. I can't be seen with this much of a dork. Those 2 kids she got must be immaculate conception. Honestly, having a drizzle on us right now makes it feel a lot better on the bikes, especially when we're staying in first gear. So I'm kind of thankful for it. She's having a little bit of trouble coming through that gate. I think she was looking at the edges of the gate, which definitely don't want to hit on a bike. So I can't really blame her for looking at them. Much better. Oh, come on, man. Just like 20, 30 minutes of this, and she's already killing it. All right, it's actually raining now. Let's get Dr. G back to the fort, and we'll take just a little bit of breather. Mother Nature says it's break time, and Mother Nature is one big, beautiful bitch. So I listen when she speaks. Sometimes. Good job! You did it. Don't forget your sunglasses. If you're going to step on something, it's got to be on camera. You know what they call being drunk and high at the same time?
What?
Crunk.
Crunked?
Crunk.
Crunk. I'm getting crunked up.
I told everyone that in Shade Tree lore, you're only 26. Canonically. They're just going to hear you say getting crunked up, and they're not going to believe me.
They're going to be like, that bitch is from the 80s.
It is yet a further day because Mother Nature had other plans for me and Dr. Girlfriend going riding. That's all right though. I didn't want to push her too much farther than we did the first day. She was really only comfortable going around the neighborhood, and that's all right. So let's talk a little bit more about this motorcycle, the Triumph America, and why I really think that this is one of the most slept on light cruisers on the used market right now. For longtime viewers of the channel, this is going to be a blast from the past. It's a platform that I'm very, very familiar with and I'm very confident in. Now here's the thing, older Bonnevilles, the air-cooled 900 Bonnevilles, older Bonnies, older Thruxtons, older Scramblers, which are all the same basic frame and same basic engine with a 270-degree parallel twin being in the America, the Speedmaster, and the Scrambler, and a 360-degree twin being in the Thruxton and the regular T100 and Bonneville. I unabashedly love the way that the 270 sounds way better than I do the 360. Seems like most other people do too, because Triumph eventually moved all of its parallel twins to a 270-degree crank. This one currently sounds pretty terrible, but we have a fix for that. A little bit more about the America though, because the other platforms that you can get this engine in, they tend to hold their value kind of well, except for the America. For whatever reason, people sleep on this thing. It's literally the same exact bike as the Speedmaster, except the front end is a little wider, so you have like slightly wider triple trees, a wider front tire, a smaller rim in the front, and of course floorboards. I like the floorboards, especially if I'm doing any kind of touring. What's crazy about this bike is you get the 900cc Triumph Twin, which is one of the most reliable mills on the planet. You have a motorcycle that's way more beginner friendly than a Sportster is, and a 900 that is probably faster than a 1200 Sportster. Whether you're looking for a light touring bike, or you're looking for a first bike for somebody else, or you're looking for a first bike for yourself, you could do much, much worse than the America. I think it is a wildly better bike than a Harley-Davidson Sportster, which is of course the other king of, you know, cruiser motorcycles being your first bikes. But this is a way better platform. I think it's much lower to the ground. It's way easier to ride. It makes more power. Now, the only thing that you'll give up is customization. So there's not as much like ready to go off the shelf customization for these bikes, but if that's not as important to you, man, you will pay so much less for a Triumph America that is in so much better condition than almost any other, like let's say 7 to 8 year old motorcycle. Really keep your eye out for these. I don't ever think they're gonna go up in price, and I don't think my video is gonna make them go up in price at all. I just think it's gonna continue to be probably the best way to get into a light touring bike out there. But let's ride the thing. It's still got a fast idle enrichening knob, whatever that is down there, and those look like carburetors. They most assuredly are not. Although you can switch carburetors directly onto these motors. They make big bore kits for these motors. They make cams for them, and you can put a set of flat slides right on them. It's really a testament to these bikes that I, at a towering 5'12.5", can be completely comfortable on it. Dr. Girlfriend's completely comfortable on it at 5'8", and I'm pretty sure Shay Lisi could even ride this at 5 foot tall. Not a whole lot of motorcycles out there that offer that kind of versatility and height range. I don't know, I know it sounds like I'm just sucking this bike's dick. It's not the best bike in the world. You know, it's not gonna burn your house down. It doesn't make that much power. It's like 70, 80 horsepower or something like that. Definitely more than enough. Like you can do 100 miles an hour. You can pass anything on the highway that you need to. You're never going to be scared on an on-ramp. They move, and this engine actually revs up to over 9,000 RPM. So no, the bike's not absolutely perfect, but for what it is, for either a beginner bike or a light touring bike to complement a different motorcycle that you have, let's say you got a bar hopper, I don't know, you could do a lot worse than the Triumph America. You could do a lot worse than how much they charge for them anymore too. I remember when they first made the switch over to the liquid cooled twins, and all the Triumph dealers were trying to get rid of this old stock. Back then, you could buy one of these Triumph Americas for like $6,000 out the door. It was insane. This particular America belonged to a very good friend of mine and an amazing supporter of Forgotten Angels, Doug, and now it belongs to Dr. Girlfriend. Even so, you could pick up a motorcycle just like this between $3,000 and $4,000 on Facebook Marketplace, probably with less miles on it, and if you catch someone in the right mood, you might even pay less. And since there's not a lot of off-the-shelf modifications for these, you don't ever really see them where they're messed with that much. The old Bonnevilles, Thruxtons, and Scramblers, people are always putting just dumbass cafe stuff on them and just tearing them up and doing some really questionable mods, we'll say. Now, some of them are done well. I'm not saying they all suck, but there's definitely some people who have done some very questionable things to Bonnevilles, Thruxtons, and Scramblers, which you just don't see them do to the Americas and the Speedmasters as much, which is good. I mean, this thing moves.
It's good because you can get them unmolested. And it's still the same engine. They'll take all the same mods. You could have this thing making 120 horsepower if you really wanted to. I don't know if I'd want to do that on a bike that I wanted for reliable touring, but I am saying it is possible. You can get everything from a 1200cc big bore kit to cams, convert it back over to flat slide carbs and get rid of that janky fuel injection, try and put on these things. I always say it's slept on because people don't think of it. When they think about a light touring bike, they'll go like, oh, I'll get a Shadow 750 or I'll get a Sportster and kind of outfit the Sportster for touring. I really settled on this one because Dr. Girlfriend was absolutely enamored with the new Scout. Indian Scout was pretty much her favorite motorcycle that you could get brand new. And to me, when I look at this motorcycle, I don't know, man, I feel like this is a really great alternative if you like the looks of a Scout. To me, they look pretty similar, except obviously it doesn't have the V-twin. It doesn't make near as much power as the Scout does, but at the end of the day, the mysterious Dr. Girlfriend has already got a heavy hand. So I don't think she needs 100 plus horsepower just yet. We'll burn that bridge when we get there. And anyway, since I haven't had one of these things on the channel in a long time, I figured I would come out here, ride it around a little bit, and extol its virtues for all of you out there who are still looking for a motorcycle because people just don't think of this one. We're gonna have to do something about that exhaust though. That ain't gonna fly. We ain't gonna be cranking our hog like that. Speaking of hog cranking, let's ride something with a little more hell yeah, brother, in the exhaust note. Oh yeah, that's more like it. Oh, baby, if I'm gonna crank my hog, I want the whole world to hear it happening. I unabashedly love loud motorcycles. It's always crazy when I get on a newer Dyna because in the entire Dyna range, back from when they were Evo to the early twin cams and all the way to the death of the Dyna, rest in pepperonis, they made a lot of different motorcycles, man. They were all a Dyna and they're all the same basic design, but the last of them, towards the end of the model range, like this one right here, they were really good motorcycles, man. Multistrada. Oh wait, no, it's an XR. No! BMW XR. It's a lot like a Ducati Multistrada, but without all those pesky distractions like getting laid. As I said earlier, this is the next Forgotten Angels giveaway bike, and this one of the nicer bikes we've given away. I know we just gave away David's Ultra Classic, which was also a really nice motorcycle. This Dyna is right up there too, and we originally had some plans for it. When we first decided that we were going to go ahead and raffle it off, the idea that I had was to let Shelby, 1-800-ASK Shelby, our man out there, we're gonna let him and the Fat and Furious one do a custom job on it, really just make it into something wild and crazy. But I don't know, man, after thinking about it for a while, since this thing is already so stock, I mean, it literally just, it has forward controls, which some Dynas came with forward controls, so maybe they were on there from the factory, I don't know. Those and some Vance & Hines exhaust, and that's it, like the grips. You know, this motorcycle is bone stock. I mean, exhaust on a Harley, it's almost like you can't even count that as not being stock. That's one of my favorite things about Dynas is you could make this motorcycle into anything you wanted it to be. Do you want it to be a touring motorcycle? Do you want it to be a Dyna Bro special? Do you want to stunt it? Do you want to make a canyon carver? I mean, you could literally, whatever you want. Hell, man, you could even freaking put some long forks on it, make it into a weird ass little chopper if that tickled your fancy. My buddy Troy, aka Hook Boy from New York City, his Dyna actually looks like a chopper. He's got dual front headlights on it. He's got extended forks, a king queen seat. Like, I think it looks really cool. And I still definitely want to have a meeting of the minds between the Fat and Furious one and 1-800-ASK Shelby. You know, 1-800-ASK Shelby, he is the twin cam expert, baby. And the Fat and Furious one, if you're not following him on Instagram, the custom bikes he's building are off the wall. Just two people I'd love to see work together. We got to make that happen eventually, but I figured on this one's going to be the choose your own adventure motorcycle. We're going to drop it off to whoever wins it, or you can ride it back home if you want to. We'll fly you down here with a one-way ticket. You ride it back to wherever home is, spend the weekend hanging out and drinking beers with us. You can stay at the Forgotten Angels property. Come down for the camp out if you want. A lot of people do that. They'll fly down for the camp out and then ride it home. Or if you really don't want it, we'll sell it for you. That is something that happens sometimes as well. Not everybody wants the bikes. They would just rather get an injection of cash because they've already got a similar motorcycle. If that's what you want, we'll do that for you too, baby. Personally, I hope it goes to somebody who's going to really take the choose your own adventure Dyna seriously. My vote is for chopper style dyna, just because I never see them. Although, like, obviously, big motor, big suspension, big brakes, all that stuff is super, super, super cool. I'm not going to hate on anybody that does it because it's awesome. There's a reason why everybody does it. It's because it's awesome. But doing something hella weird, like getting some rabbit ears, some like 6-over fork tubes for the front, king queen, just making it look like a weird ass chopper. I don't know, man. You almost never see that. I got a buddy of mine here in Tampa who actually made a dyna chopper, hardtailed it and everything. The twin cam rubber mounted hardtail chopper. Now that thing is freaking cool. Regardless of what you decide to do, your adventure awaits, lone traveler. Build your weapon and choose wisely, for there are many foes and perils on the road. Yeah, I like the idea of just having this dyna just be like you have to build stats, so it's like making your character at the beginning of Skyrim or something. Or I guess everybody's talking about Fallout, not Skyrim now, but I don't know, dude. I like swords and spells a little bit better than post-apocalyptic stuff, but whatever tickles your fancies, okay? You start out with so many points and you get to build the stats of your adventure dyna here, all right? You get a paint job and throw it all into charisma? Do you spend all your points on agility and get Olean's suspension? You dump it all in and go for broke, put it all into strength and do a big bore kit? The choice is yours, lone wanderer. The choice is yours. Links down below to grab a raffle ticket for this motorcycle. We'll be pulling the winner in a couple weeks. As always, 100% of all raffle tickets from this motorcycle go directly to Forgotten Angels to help them fight against the abuse in the foster care system, to help their fight against homelessness, to help them take young men and women who are just turning 18 and have been abused by their parents horribly in ways we can't imagine, then abused by the system that was supposed to protect them, and then thrown out onto the streets and made homeless on their 18th birthday. When you buy a raffle ticket for this bike, for the Choose Your Own Adventure dyna, guess what? That's where your money's going, and 100% of it. This motorcycle was donated to Forgotten Angels. Huge ups, my man. You really helped out the cause, and now it's all of our turns. And as I always say, you know, someone's gonna win this bike. Someone's gonna get the Choose Your Own Adventure dyna. But at the end of the day, you can always feel good about buying a raffle ticket because it's not like a raffle ticket. I mean, it is, don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, you're helping out something bigger than all of us. You're a bad person doing good things, and that ain't nothing to feel bad about. And if you can't donate to the cause, if you can't afford to, or if you're going to use your last $25 to buy a raffle ticket, I'm going to tell you this right now. Don't. I only want people to do this who can afford to give a little bit extra to somebody who has a little bit less. If you already have less, there are other ways you can help. You can share this video. You can tell somebody about Forgotten Angels. You tell one person, and you've done more for the homeless in America than 99.9% of the people out there. Trust me. So if you can't afford one, do not buy one. But if you got a little bit of extra scratch and you feel like rolling the 20-sided die on the Choose Your Own Adventure dyna, well, that link's right down below. Someone's gonna roll a nat 20 on this thing, and they are getting a cool bike, whether they leave it just like this or whether they make it wild as hell.
That's gonna bring us to about the end of this one and the beginning of another journey. If you're watching this right now, that means we're in the middle of re-attempting to get the struggle bus all the way across the country. Or at least hopefully we're somewhere in the middle of it and not somewhere in the middle of nowhere broke down again. Make sure you're following myself and Shay Lisi on Instagram so you can keep up with everything as it's happening, but we'll also be posting here on YouTube and the community pages. So make sure you have the notifications on, make sure you're subscribed, leave a like on the video too, it helps out a lot. I appreciate the hell out of you guys. And fingers crossed we see you in the P&W soon. Until next time, keep it weird.
Crashing through the sky comes a fearful cry. Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Armies of the night, evil taking flight. Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Panic spreading far and wide. Can the world oppose the deadliest of foes? Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Who will risk it all to end the evil call of Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. They never give up, they never say die, walking tall with banners high. Shade Tree Army, a ruthless gang of scum, villains, freaks, and bikers determined to rule the world.